guys, and welcome back to XEOFI. My name is Patton and I'm going to be taking you through the new feature release version 2.1.0, which basically is an improvement in regard to network management and more so, to be specific, IP management, or rather known as IPAM. So once you've logged in, I recommend all existing users to proceed and upgrade their systems to add the features. So once you're logged in, we'll be dealing with the IP pools. So proceed to add pool, and then let's give this one a random name, client IPs, description, IPs for IPs for forwarding, just so that the rest of my team can be able to know why I added this to the system. And I'll use let me use 10.0.0. No, let me use another one, 172, 168, even this one is fine. So there are two features here. One, if you put the wrong network size here and you save changes, it will automatically fix your network size. And if you select, this one is a static IP pool, what happens is it will create the list of all these IP, that is from 1 up to 254 IPs that can be assigned basically. So let me save changes, and you can see here we have the client IPs, and if I click on the drop down, I'll see its utilization as of now it's of 0. We haven't assigned anyone. And if I tap on view IPs, I'll see the list of all the IPs that can be assigned, which are actually available. So let me also proceed and create another public IP pool. Public IP. So you realize that some companies sell their public IPs or add them to the client service as an add-on. So I'll just give it a description of for sale IPs. And here I'll use a network size that I'm very well aware of. That one is 177/29. And this one is indeed a static IP. So for this example, you'll realize that this one is the wrong network size of /177, because here we need the host minimum and host maximum, which aren't assignable to clients. And 177, one of them, that one can be assigned. So you realize that when I save changes, it will proceed and fix, or rather correct, that allocation. And the new network size is 176/29. And if I view the IPs, there are only 6. 177 indeed can be assigned, and they're listed there very well and fine. So let me open this link in a new tab and proceed to test user for demonstration purposes. Remember, all the information here is demo, nothing is real, the phone numbers and everything. So I'll proceed to services. So if you click on use static IP, you'll be presented with an option to select which pool you want. So let's say test user has a server and they need to access their server on a specific port. So instead of us assigning them a whole public IP, I'll rather go and select a client IP, which I added in the description earlier that this one is for forwarding. So you can assign them any of these IPs, and let me use /.10. So once I submit, the client session will be disconnected from the router, and when they dial, they'll dial with this 172. You see here previously they were using 192. So as that happens, let me open a new tab and proceed to, let me use John. So if you open this account, go to service, they are currently online. You can see the IP address that they've been assigned. And so if I select use static IP and I select public IP, so I'm going to sell John a public IP for 1 month, and he needs to use it for whatever reasons I don't want to know. But the challenge comes here. your public IPs, some of them you've already mapped them to your network, but of course you can see them from here. So that's where the new network IPAM comes in. So if I reload this page and I click on client IPs, you'll see we've assigned one private IP to one client. And if I click on view IPs, wait, where did .10 go? 8.10, you can see is not there. The IP doesn't exist. So if I go down, you'll see .10 has been assigned to service login 1898. So note that one is not the account number, that's the service login. And so if I go to public IPs and view IPs, from here now I'm able to see which IPs have been mapped to my network already. Like 177, I can't assign him because it will cause an IP conflict on the network. So I'll proceed and check on the other ones, and I can see 179 and 182 are inactive. So let me open John and assign him. Let me assign him 179 and I submit. So again, session disconnects from MikroTik and we wait for them to dial again. So let's see if test has dialed back. Not yet. Let me just force them to come back. So test user is back and we assigned him this IP .10. And so what awaits is for the NOC admin now to map that port to whatever port he needs and forward it to this private IP. And so as you can see right now, he's online, and if I reload the page, his uptime is 30 seconds, and from the session history I can see that's the IP. So however much you disconnect his session, he'll still come back with the same IP. Let's go to John. If we reload the page, John is also active and online, and we can see his uptime is 53 seconds and he has been assigned that IP. So just for test purposes, I'll open the MikroTik and we'll see that. Wait, so John, his service login username is 14. So if you see here, the remote address is been assigned is 14 and is 179 indeed. And if I go back to network, reload this page, open public IP, one has been utilized with a percentage. If I open view IPs, I'll see service login 14 has .179 IP. So basically this IP cannot be assigned again. And if I go back to, let me go to client list and open James and click on service. If I go to use static IP, I select public IP, select address, you see 179 doesn't appear on the list. So basically no conflict will happen since you can't reassign the same IP again. But if I go to John and select use static IP, submit, so when it dials back up, he won't have the public IP. And if I go back to James and reload the page, I select use static IP, public IP, 179 is here. I can't reassign it to somebody else. I go back to the network, reload the page, 179 has been removed from the list and it's not here. It hasn't been assigned to anyone. So that's it, guys. Really hope that all our users upgrade to the newest version. Apart from that, comes with several other security upgrades. And for real, if you aren't using XEOFI, apart from this feature, man, you're missing a lot. And I'd really recommend for you guys to come on board and be ahead of your competitors. Thank you all. Until next time, stay safe.